Hey guys, we know that in a black hole, actually, um, time slows down. If you're in a gravitational field, if you're inside the black hole, time slows down because gravitational field is stronger. The deeper you go into the gravitational field toward the black hole, time slows down further and further. So, because of the pulling effect, it's pulling the matter apart, and that pulling effect is what causes time to slow down. Um, and that's the process black hole. That's why if you get to the event horizon, time completely stops. That's why it's called uh, a frozen star. So a time hole uh, uh, or a black hole basically is called frozen star because time completely stops. And that's because of gravitational fields are tearing apart every molecule in the body or matter, and that pulling effect of the matter apart is what slows time. So anyway, for example, if you're in a mountain and you have a twin brother and you stay on top of the mountain, your twin brother at the sea level, the one at the mountain actually ages quicker. Time goes faster because you got this pulling effect toward the mountain. So you pushing g forces toward the mountain. In this case, time goes faster. I call that negative g's because it's pulling toward the mountain. G's, negative g for time travel. Basically, that's what I call it. That's what causes people to age quicker. But it's not noticeable because it's so minute. Now, same effect. If you get a large mass and it's pulling you this way, you get a large mass. In this case, mountains. You got two mountains, but you're between two mountains. One pulling you this way, one pulling you that way, and then what you get is a pulling effect, a pulling apart effect on your molecules. That pulling apart effect is the same as a black hole. Everything's pulling apart on your, basically stretching your molecules. That's stretching apart, but not destroying you. It's just pulling you apart, but not destroying you completely. That's what time slows down. You create a time bubble displacement, where if you enter this bubble, same as a black hole. Let's say you're there in the black hole for a minute, trapped in a gravitational field, and then you escape. That 1 minute might be 1 year in our own time. So it could be more, it could be less. But what I'm saying is the stronger the field, or basically the closer to each mass, or the larger the mass, that's what makes the gravitational field, in this case the time bubble, stronger or weaker, and that allows the person to stay in there. So if you stay there, well, let's say a couple of days, and when you come out, you find out you're a couple months into the future, because even though you were slowing down here, everything just passed by real fast. Regular time passes fast. You're like basically you're slowing down. It's basically it's like when you freeze a food. It preserves it because it slows everything down, the meats, and stops it from spoiling faster. So that's what happens to the body. It slows down. It's good for this technology is good for time travel possibilities, because you're there and all times around you is passing by normal. When you get out of this time bubble, you're actually in the future. The way I call it is basically suspended animation. So you're in suspended animation because your body's slowing down, but everything around you is going faster and faster. So when you come out, it's like sleeping. You sleep and you wake up, you're the next morning. But in this case, you didn't age, nothing happened to your body, everything slows down. To you, you've just been there for a couple minutes, but when you come out, you might be a couple days into the future. So that's what happens here. This machine does the same thing as a black hole. This one mass here is 1 ton. It could be more, it could be less. And these are spinning at different G's. It could be less or more. And so you got these towers, each motor spinning in the same direction, 200 G's, 200 G's, 200 G's. It could be more or less motors. For example purposes, the numbers are just like that. So you got each motor spinning at 200 G's. This one mass at the end will become, for 1 ton, instantly, it'll turn into 200 tons or 200 G's. But if you add 10 motors, 200,000 G's each one, then you got 10 motors multiplied by 200 G's, that equals 1 million G's. 1 ton multiplied by 1 million G's equals 1 million tons. So you instantly turn this 1 ton into 1 million tons instantly. It's same as these. Each one's the same. So these towers, motors, each one spinning 200 G's each. It's accumulative because even though they're bolted to the bottom one, each one's bolted to the bottom one, the top one, it's always going to spin faster and faster and faster and faster than the one behind it. Even though they're all spinning at the same velocity. Remember, this one's already spinning 200 G's. Already spinning. Okay? And the other ones on top of it, they're going to spin separate. So even though you're spinning already at 200 G's, the top one's going to move faster because you're moving on top of a moving surface. So this one's 200 G's moving. It's already moving when the other one starts spinning. So that's 200 G's plus 200 G's, that's 400 G's spinning, and so on. So that's why it's all cumulative speed. In terms of 200 G's infinity to whatever, how many motors you want. And that's how many G's you want. And you can increase that mass from 1 ton to 1 million ton instantly. So you got these, each one spinning at 1 million tons each. Now you have cylinders. This is a cylinder, a circle cylinder. Okay, in this case, I only got a couple cylinders thrown in, but let's say there's 10 cylinders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all these are cylinders right here. And same as the tower engines. This engine spinning at 200 G's, and because it's already bolted down to this one, but this one's spinning separate and faster than the other one, so it's 200 G's, 400 G's, 600 G's, and so on. So if you got 10 motors, same as the towers, the cylinder is going to spin the same concept, one on top of the other, because each cylinder, it's a motor itself, and it's got its own motor separate, and it's got its own fuel supply separate. It's always going to spin faster and faster and faster and faster, same as the tower cylinders. So in this case, each cylinder is going to spin faster and faster and faster. So this N one is going to be spinning at 1 million G's. Okay. So what I don't know in this case, if this is spinning at 1 million G's, and this thing is completely with the towers now, because the towers are bolted down to each one. So now you got this spinning with the towers in there, and these are towers bolted down to these. So going this way. So now you got the towers completely going this way. The towers. This is the cylinders spinning, but the cylinders has the towers bolted down. So the cylinder spinning with the towers going this way at 1 million G's. But then each tower individually spinning at its own speed and own direction, also at 1 million G's. What I don't know if you add the 1 million G's from the towers and 1 million G's from the cylinder, is that equal to 2 million, or you multiply it, 1 million from the towers, and in direction of another spin, you add another million G's. So I don't know if the cylinder and the towers multiply 1 million G's by 1 million G's, you get 1 trillion G's. If that was the case, and like I said, I don't know, if that was the case, then this 1 ton will instantly become from 1 ton to 1 trillion tons. So now you have a gravitational bubble, or field, or time displacement bubble, where anything in here will slow down. It's basically freeze time, or slow it down to a point where anybody there, when they come out, they'll be into the future. So that's why I call this the time Stargate. It slows time. Even if you don't multiply it, the towers by the cylinders, you could just add more cylinders or add more towers to it, engines to it, and you still get this. You still have the same effect as a black hole. Even though that also is a possibility. The more mass this gets, also, the another concept is, the planets are like marbles. The sun is planets, and time and space, it's like a bed sheet. And all these marbles, all these planets, have a dentation underneath the planets, a curved time and space. So if you have a massive gravitational field like here, you might actually affect time and space. This could also open a portal, a black hole, a wormhole, or just a time travel. But so the possibilities are there, and it's easy to build. Anybody can build it. you can have these engines built of Makita or DeWalt motors with batteries, and or you can have these more advanced real motors, other motors. Well, I'm saying this could be built in a home base or a garage or in a small scale. On a large scale, obviously, it's going to be more motors, different motors, a different power source, and each one's going to have their own power source or whatever. In space, each one could be solar power individually. But here on Earth, they'll have their own power source built into it while they spin. Thank you, guys.